stress about it. I think less without it. I'm a cat at anything that's in my psyche. Feeling myself high key. Running back, let me have it back. I'm a cat at anything that's in my psyche. Feeling myself high key.
Yes, like that, like that, like that. Told her might be right back, right back, right back. Oh yes, like that, like that, like that. I told her might be right back, right back, right back.
Run it back, run it back. Told him put some money in the bag, double that. Run it back, run it back. Told him put the money in the bag, double that, double that.
Run it back, run it back.
Run it, run it, run it back, run it back, run it, run it, run it back, run it back, run it, run it.
Fun times in Cleveland ahead as we join you by the Lakeshore here at Cleveland Browns Stadium. Today, it's a Week 9 matchup. We are all set to go as it'll be the Thunderbirds of Mexico City taking on the Cleveland Browns. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final 2 bring us as we're off in Week 9? And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. They'll start the drive with Drake. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll make it second and a foot or so.
On any explosive run, you can almost feel the ground shaking, and that's from the offensive linemen creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before that he always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
Here's Drake one more time on second down. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
That's a very nice game there. A confidence-building run. Love the execution up front. And the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
On first down, Drake. And he's going to take this across the 50 in the Browns territory. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And now Murray's going to set up the throw. And this goes out wide for Drake. And he's got this down to the 35. A gain of 13. It's a first down. So after several rushes to start the game, Charles, they go to the air there and get a nice completion.
Nice mix-up on the play calling, right? Establish the running game, make the defense think you're going to do it again, and then hit them over the top. Now you've got them betwixt and between. They don't know which way you're going to come at them.
Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Murray now on first down. Catch is made by Marquise Brown. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. 11 more on that one and another first down. That early game script that they drew up is working pretty well here on this first drive. Already in field goal range, Charles knocking on the door of the red zone.
You know, Brandon, when we met with the coaching staff, they kind of predicted that they would come out firing like this. I think you and I were a little skeptical that it'd be this easy, but they certainly knew what they were doing in scouting, in preparation, and understanding what their team was capable of.
To the right side, and he's got more complete. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
2nd down and 8. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. And it's caught. And couple yards shy of the end zone. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. First and goal, a chance for an early statement here on the road. Connor is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line. Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line. Once again, it's Connor, and this time he's in for the touchdown. And they would not be denied on the ground, powering it in just one play after they got stopped short.
And how about how many tight ends were on the field? Because in today's NFL, we think of the tight end more as a pass catcher. But this group, they tell them you've got to be able to run block to stay on this team. And they committed to it and got it done right there.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. Watson and the Browns now with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. But you look at this defense. You know, they were very strong in that victory from a week ago.
No matter what coverage was called, they were in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long. I mean, they were running the routes with them. Turned out they were right there on every single ball thrown and came away with 5 interceptions.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now Watson. And that nearly an interception here on this opening drive, but he gets a reprieve. It's 3rd down.
That was well played, but that was also an example of a corner who understands his coverage, realized he had support behind him, and could be a little more aggressive in the shorter zone, and did exactly that, knocking that pass away.
Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Browns first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. But this seems pretty important early, doesn't it? Their ability to pick up that first down on 3rd down, I thought that was key.
Well, you're already in the hole after the touchdown on the other side. How will you respond? We talk about that a lot, and they responded pretty well there. You go 3 and out, I think you give up a lot of momentum. You get down 2 scores, could be an entirely different game.
So they've got a nice drive going now. They're in good shape. What's interesting to me is they're also in that spot of the field where you would take a shot. Do you change that up just because you're down a touchdown?
From just shy of midfield, here's 2nd and 6. Now it's Watson. Going out wide, finds Chubb. And they're well past midfield, just a yard or 2 shy of 40. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. Well, this defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
No matter what coverage was called, they were right in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long. Step for step, running their routes with them. Turned out they were right there every time the ball was in the air, and they came away with 5 interceptions in that one.
Here's a 2nd and 8. Chubb on the counter. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. But you look at this defense. They were very strong in that victory from a week ago.
I don't know what the actual percentages are. I don't know the analytics on when you create 5 turnovers or takeaways in a game.
But coaches have always told me, when you create a number that high, your chances of winning probably up over 98%.
This will be the 8th play of the drive. It's 3rd and 7. To throw is Watson. And that is incomplete.
Whether that's a little grabbing, a little hand fighting, by any means necessary on 3rd down, he was able to get the job done in the secondary and swat that one away.
A 56-yard attempt.
And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So both teams come away with points on their opening drives. Now they still trail. They answered the touchdown with a field goal, but at least able to break that goose egg here early.
And that is what's important, right? Because they didn't let that initial touchdown go unanswered. Took the ball themselves, moved it downfield, and put it through the post for 3 points. Game on.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. 3 and 5 is where they sit on the year. A very uneven start is certainly not an ideal position to be in at the halfway point of the season. CD, do you see an avenue where they can still be a playoff team, or is that ship sailed?
Well, since you took me to the nautical side, I'm going to try and keep up here because, to me, this ship is about ready to pull out of port. These next couple of games are absolute must-wins for them. Now, if they can win a couple, get to 5 and 5, maybe they start believing in themselves. But a loss here, that would move them to 3 and 6. And if that's the case, well, that boat is going to head out to the harbor with them still on the dock.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there.
I do know from experience, when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you get ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature and make sure you don't get hurt.
Pass to the sideline and put it in. Finding room at midfield. And finally taken down at the 30-yard line. It's a big play there on 3rd down. 43 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Murray a give. This is Drake. Down to about the 22 here. 42 yards rushing for him now to this point.
That play wasn't quite as big as the play that preceded it, but still, gotta like the way they're moving the football, partner.
Absolutely. Pretty good room to run on that last play.
Yeah, they didn't get a first down, but still, you'll take runs like that each and every time, won't you?
Second down and 3. Throwing now is Murray. Able to hit his target, Claypool. And he is out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. First target, first catch, and a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. And he will reach the 5-yard line before going out of bounds. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
Brandon, there was more on his mind there than just getting to the first down marker. Saw an opportunity to get a big play and was going to let the defense do a lot to stop him from getting there.
On 1st and goal, Drake. And he is going to lose yardage here. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Well, I know defensive coordinator is going to be pretty excited about what he just saw there. Great knockback by their front. And now with the ball where it is, I would expect to see the offense throw the ball on 2nd and 3rd down here.
He's got it. Touchdown. Ryan Knoll, his first touchdown on the year. And the Thunderbirds are able to add on to that lead. wasn't blocking or running it there. They tossed it to him.
And you remember the good old days when the 49ers were riding roughshod in the league? They use their fullback in pass plays all the time. Roger Craig, Tom Rathman, those guys were terrific at running these types of plays.
Extra point good by Prater, and that pushes the lead up to 11. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. From his end zone, here comes Jerome Ford. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
At their own 16-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. Their deficit is 11, 14-3, and needing to get something going here as they come up on 1st and 10. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Watson. And his throw is incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. They'll bring a receiver in motion right. Watson now to throw. This complete to David Bell. And this defense rallies, and they stop him short of the 1st down right near the 24. Here we go on 4th. Watson. That is caught. And he's going to pick up the Browns' 1st down. They go for it on 4th and 2, and it's a gain of 6. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it, but in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards. Good push up front, and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
They run again on 1st down, Chubb. It's some solid footwork there as he'll take this down to about the 38. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They moved it a combined 33 yards. Consecutive plays now where that offensive line has really created a lot of space.
And we've seen the confidence rise, haven't we? It borders on arrogance now, and that's that good arrogance, believing you can run the football whenever you get good and ready.
Watson's throw complete there to Moore. And they're able to get this one past the 30 down to the 25. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. We've got a 14-3 ball game with 2 minutes left in the opening half. They had to settle for 3 last drive, hoping this second go-around ends in 6. In good position, 1st and 10. Back to throw, Watson. And he'll go right back to Moore. Complete again. And down inside the 15 he goes. Another connection between the two. This one good for 12 and a 1st down. Now they return to the ground game. Chubb. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nick Chubb hitting double digits with his 10th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Browns have cut it back within a score. Extra point by York is up and good. And that makes it a 14-10 ball game. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. Taken at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. There was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. From the gun, it's Drake. And some good acceleration there as he's across midfield to the 48-yard line. 56 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. Interior of that line blocked really well on that run, but also the 2 tight ends, they blocked well too.
Not only have they scouted the line of scrimmage, but their agility, they can get upfield and hit moving targets like linebackers, defensive backs. They do a really good job helping out the running game.
And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. First down, Murray. And this ball incomplete. Looked very much to be a catchable ball and could not hang on. 2nd down coming up. Murray now. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down.
That really call wasn't there for them against that coverage. So they're going to spin the dial now on their playbook and come up with one more shot at the marker to try and keep this series going.
On 3rd down, Drake. Call that a gain of 11.
We both know it's difficult, but they've made it look effortless out there. Through the air, on the ground, they've moved the ball with relative ease.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray. Over the middle, that's caught by Claypool. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Now the offense will burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in this first half. Murray now to throw. Incomplete, and we're down to 8 seconds now.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Now Murray throwing on 2nd down. And it's caught. Touchdown. Ryan Knoll in the final seconds of the first half. And the Thunderbirds will extend their lead here just before halftime. So, Charles, that's 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, and it's just been an offensive barrage so far.
Great word, partner, using barrage right there. I'm going to add another word if you don't mind. How about perfection? No surprise that they're leading right now. Absolute dominance throughout this ball game and no signs of slowing down.
4 seconds, all that remain here this first half as the kick gets away.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. And with only 4 seconds on the clock, time likely for just 1 snap of the football. The final shot before the break. Watson looking deep in the direction of Cooper. Oh, and that is incomplete. First half in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Browns 10.
And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Browns going to see the football first, but they trail here as we resume play on EA Sports. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped it to 23. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to... That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. Now they need 15 yards on this series after the delay of game. 1st and 15. Now Chubb running right. A limited running room as he'll get about 3 to the 21.
Well, obviously they would have at least liked to have gotten back to the original line of scrimmage. Instead now they're dealing with 2nd and long.
I thought they would have passed it after the penalty. Probably wish they would have now. Behind the chain, 2nd and 12.
Just keep the ball moving.
They run it again with Chubb. And they'll get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22. Not the start to the drive they were hoping for. That run doesn't get them much at all.
No, not at all. That leaves them with 3rd and long, which means you got to dial up something pretty good. Think your best player with a play that he likes to run best.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Here's Watson. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down. The Browns send out their punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. Oh, good move. A very nice job on the run back there. He'll get 23 yards all told. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Up the middle they go with Drake. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. And back there to stop him on a great effort was Martin Emerson.
At the 49-yard line.
2nd down, Murray sets to throw. He's got the connection to Moore. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets him up for 3rd down.
Find that one in there, able to make connection with a nice in route.
Those faster passes when they're going that fast. Any hesitation as a quarterback that the deflection, if you miss, might be bigger and lead to an interception?
Yeah, and the deflection works both ways. Maybe a defender gets a hand in the way and it pops in the air. And sometimes you throw it so hard your receiver can't handle it, and he pops it up in the air for the defenders to grab as well.
But a moot point there as they were able to connect. Well, they had a gain of 10 last time, now a gain of 20 here.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think
trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. And the Browns are going to get the football back at their own 17. So a potential momentum shifter there, working with a 2-score lead, 3rd quarter, but that not the smartest of throws.
I would agree with you on that one, because this game is still very much in the balance. It felt pretty one-sided to this point, but now if these guys can turn this turnover into points, things could start getting a little more interesting.
The Browns drive about to get started. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done.
Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Tanner Rapp with a pick. He's to the 10, and he is not quite going to make it all the way in. They'll mark him down right about the 1-yard line. Well, such a costly interception, nearly a pick 6, but now they're so close they are knocking on the door for a touchdown.
And I never want to get on any team for being aggressive, because that's part of what their makeup is, and oftentimes it's successful. But in this case, you've got to be selective about it and make sure you take care of the football. That interception,
and he is into the end zone for a touchdown. James Conner with his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Thunderbirds are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Prater for the extra point. And the lead is up to 18 now.
Browns 10. Matt Prater set to kick off.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
At their own 17-yard line.
The Cleveland offense ready to go. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Here's Watson. Bell brings it in across the formation. And they're going to get this beyond 40 before he's taken down. And the offense moving quickly to the line. And Chubb will try the middle here. And a pretty good burst there as he'll get this across midfield and down to the 46. 68 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times.
Anytime you hear the term an explosive run, most teams I know define that as any run over 10 yards, and they got that and more. How about a lot of credit for the big guys up front? That offensive line firing out, creating plenty of space, and a big run ensued.
And after the good gain last play, this time they say, as he's going to be stopped behind the line of scrimmage.
And now you have to wonder, partner, at what point in time do they forget the running game? It's been a struggle so far in this one. I would think they'd have to start throwing it a little bit more.
Here's Watson now on second down. Under pressure now, Watson, and down he goes. The former third-round pick, Justin Jones, bringing the lumber that time. He found his way into the backfield, and he simply would not be denied.
Well, they say that life's all about opportunities, and that holds true when you're playing defense as well. How about him seeing that chance, making the most of it, did a great job of wrapping him up and bringing him down.
Now on third and long, they'll look to throw. He's got his receiver, Cooper. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. And quickly, they get to the line. Up the middle, it's Chubb. And there is nowhere for him to cut back as he's taken down in the backfield. Adetomiwa Adebawore, he got in there to stop him before he could get back to the line of scrimmage. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. Now Watson. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 38. Kaiser White, the former safety, gets the sack.
And the passing game's been struggling a bit today, and that was the latest example. Haven't been getting much yardage out of it, and now on his back after the last play, he faces 3rd and long.
Moore, the motion man right. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play. And we're back now here in Cleveland. It's the Browns with a deficit. They're trailing, but with the football here to start the 4th. The Browns on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Operating from the gun, Watson. He's going to look end zone here for Cooper. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by Marco Wilson. Well, field goals probably aren't going to cut it at this point. This was touchdown or bust, and unfortunately for them, it turned out to be bust.
Yeah, they're feeling like they've got to force the issue here and maybe take some chances they wouldn't have earlier in the game. But give credit to this defense. They've really stood tall throughout, and they come up with the interception in the end zone.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. It's a big play there. 44 yards. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. Play action. Now it's Murray. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him. So a nice bounce back there defensively after giving up the big play.
Yeah, you can either get down on yourself or you can get motivated. And that time, they dropped him for a loss.
Oh, what a heck of an effort there as he'll make the diving catch. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Well, normally you might say start running the football. You've got the lead here in the 4th quarter, but the way that they've passed it with such success, I don't know, maybe keep throwing it.
Yeah, I think you brought up something that goes against conventional wisdom, right? In this stage of the game.
That's to the sideline, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Browns are going to have it here just past the 25. The Browns drive about to get started. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. A running play here on first down is going to go nowhere as he is tackled behind the line of scrimmage.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Moore, the man in motion. Now it's Watson. Got an open man. That's David Njoku, the tight end. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. They go up the middle with Chubb. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Effort play from B.J. Ojulari to drop him for a loss. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything, change it up because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back.
And now Watson throws another interception. Taylor Rapp with a pick. And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown. So a fourth quarter pick six here, and that one might put this game out of reach, CD.
I certainly agree with that, partner, and I know one thing, though. That team that just got the pick six, they're going to keep playing until this one's over. Better be careful. They're looking to get another one.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. The Cleveland offense ready to go. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Watson's throw hauled in by Bell. And they nearly get this all the way to midfield. Mark him down at the 49. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Now a play fake, and it's Watson sliding out of the pocket. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
Pressure can come from all over when you're plotting a defensive strategy. On that particular play, it just came from the outside.
Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on 2nd down. To throw is Watson. Caught here by Bell.
Watson's pass complete to David Bell. A gain of 10 brings up 3rd and 6.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. Now a 3rd and 6. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Throwing on 3rd down, Watson. He'll fire deep, looking for more. And he's got it inside the 10. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Chubb is into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Nice job of polishing off that drive, but all the credit there goes to that play prior.
Yeah, it certainly does, because after that big play, I think resistance almost felt futile at that point, didn't it? And the very next play, they come right back, quick, fast, and in a hurry, and put it in the end zone.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
First down and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And a few kneel downs should just about do it. Now, defensively, they do have all 3 timeouts, but very little reason to use them at this point. Now the Browns will use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. Back to throw it, Murray. Able to get this one to McBride. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Give him 14 on that one and a first down.
It's a well-designed play here. 3 wide receivers in the formation. They're all going to run deep routes to put pressure on the safeties, and then they let their tight end cut his route off a little shorter and work toward the middle of the field. That's a difficult route to try to defend.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Now a run up the middle with Drake. Taken down at the 42.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Play fake. Murray rolling to his right. And he can't find anywhere to go with it. And he goes down. Now the Browns signal for the second of their timeouts, as they'll stop him with a little over 30 ticks to go in the football game. Murray going to run play action with Drake and look to throw it. And he's got his man in stride, complete. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. The Browns will quickly use their 3rd and final timeout as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. They're going for it. Hits Murray. He's going to look deep for more. Oh, they've intercepted Murray for the 3rd time. Picked off by Greg Newsome. And the Browns are going to take possession here at their own 33. The Browns drive about to get started. This is just an exercise in futility. Do you even bother running a play here offensively?
I wouldn't, because now is not going to erase what's happened during the game. So after it's over, you're going to go to the film, find out where the game was really lost. But this is not a situation now where you're going to make up for anything.
We'll see what they do here. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. What a performance. All those points put on the board. And, Charles, it wasn't just by the offense. The defense put some points on the board as well. They were solid today.
Yeah, it was a complete effort to secure the win, and both sides of the ball made big plays. But how demoralizing is it when the opposing defense can take one all the way back against you? And that was the case here. That really sparked them to victory.
So for Mexico City, it's an important win for their postseason hopes as they at least get back to 4-5. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for Cleveland, things are kind of getting ugly as they drop to 1-7 now on the year. And they will try to get back in the swing of things next week on the road. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.
incredibly. I do this competitively, uneditably. These falling silent when I walk up in the building. Worry about their future like I'm here to snatch their children. That line was brilliant. How I'm not already in the millions? Am I not the picture of resilience? Why they test my patience? Hyping all this lame. No one got a brain, they just be liking all the same. Is this what the I'm in on industry games? I'm convinced that nobody is speaking my language. I'ma get it as so listen close when I say this. After every feel stainless. I can make a fiend go. Everything I wrote gon' smoke so dangerous. I can make an Einstein feel brainless. But look on the bright side, hope yield changes. I'ma get it started, please give me a pardon. Cause this the type of beat that get the whole crowd marching. Time to shut it down, we made the whole town Spartan. I'm from outer space, so all my homegirls Martian. It's about to get critical, this moment is pivotal. Here to feed the streets, they say my influence umbilical. We gon' make it grimy, let's go get behind me. Told you I'm the best, I done said it with my chest. So for real, nobody try me.
Down in the new town, I already feel that it's eyes on me. I'm getting looked up, down with these big crowds, they already gone by the size of me. I don't really give a fuck, put my deuce up, I will not live in apology. I wish you lose the opportunity, you suck, home made way for a prodigy.
And I say, one for the money and two for the love. We the new era, so whoever may feel they above. Live in delusion, that's an illusion, it's absent of keep it together, don't act like you didn't know what it was. I'm on a whole nother planet, I'm about to show you. This wouldn't work if we planned it, meaning you won't understand it. We act the rings like a Saturn, this feel like splitting an atom. You got involved with the pattern, so now we up and we at 'em. Watch out for my evolution, around and start a revolution. I am more than a being, I'm an institution. If I gotta reiterate, that's where I'ma lose it. It's my world and I'm generous and that job peruse it. How obnoxious, she ain't got a conscience. She's okay with being a little absurd and pompous. That's because I kill it, then stick around just to haunt it. Waiting on my thank you, be grateful that I would even let you watch it.
Down in the new town, I already feel that it's eyes on me. I'm getting looked up, down with these big crowds, they already gone by the size of me. I don't really give a fuck, put my deuce up, I will not live in apology. I wish you lose the opportunity, you suck, home made way for a prodigy.
Gonna catch your breath for a second. Look at your neighbor and check in. We bout to march, so if you not get to stepping. I done told you who I am. I'm a force to be reckoned with. I think just be mad because my voice is so decadent. I'm setting a precedent. No mistakes and no accident. We ignoring the standard set cause our lowest is passionate. This alone is a classic hit. I'm a verb amongst adjectives. If the industry full of and my words is a laxative. I'm a maniac on these beats. I'm insane and it's not discreet. I'm enraged because y'all ain't